Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Toyota Tuesdays. I am Brian from Sixth Gear Garage, and normally I'd have with me Clinton from Dirt Garage, but he can't make it tonight. He had a prior family engagement, and it was last minute that I found out, so I didn't get a guest in. So it's just me rolling solo tonight, and I've got some content lined up. Um, First of all, I'm really excited to say I know we talk about my 1980 a lot, and this is the one that's extremely rusty, um, really almost beyond repair. I just got a lead on a 1981 long bed here in Ohio for 400 bucks. Literally like 5 minutes before the show, I got the message on Instagram, so I'm really pumped about that. That's going to make that restoration so much easier. So let me know what's new with your projects. Other than that, I don't have a lot of Toyota projects going on right now. I did get some video of my dash restoration. I'm gonna send that to you or send it to you later in the show and get your opinion on that. I want to know what you guys think. If I should just call it quits or try again, because I could be happier with it. But we'll see. So yeah, as always, there's a sticky comment here up at the top if you want to send me pictures of your Toyota. That's toyotatuesdays at gmail.com, and we'll go ahead and take a look at those later on in the show. Check out some of the viewers' rides. And let's see. Oh yeah, update on the 1989. I uploaded a video of that yesterday. That was sort of the intro of the truck, how it was when I got it. I'm gonna have probably a couple more videos on that truck. Next week I'm gonna have one after I pulled off all of the parts that were decent. So there'll be an upcoming video about that. And I also found a lot more rust after I pulled off those parts. So that is to be continued. And then there'll be a third video of it over at Mikey's Place, aka the shop spot, where we got it running for the first time in 5 years. And it does sound great, by the way. The engine for a 3.0 liter, there seems to be no issues with it at all. So we're pumped about that. We figured it was had a blown head gasket or something, and we just end up swapping it for a 3.4. But as you know, a Gambler 500 build is all about staying within the budget. So we're kind of happy we got the engine and it's in good shape. Um, and then we pulled the bed off and the frame snapped in half. So all that'll be coming down here in a little bit. I got a couple comments here. Let's see. Built a shifter from S10 and had a hand throttle. Oh, cool. Also put a 70s Mustang wheel on it. Nice. All right. I'm not sure what happened. We had an issue with these the headphones last time in the show, and it literally worked all week. And now I start the show, and they're cutting out again. So back to the not so sensitive microphone, I guess. But yeah, next comment. You should do a compilation video of destroying rusty Toyota frames with opera or something funny in the background. Cole, I like the way you think, and I think I might already have something kind of like that, but it's only with I think one truck. If you look up, I want to say it was about a year ago, maybe, my 1987 four-wheel drive, the black one. That one was very rusty, as we know, and I did get a lot of smashing on that one. I did put it to some classical music, so I think that's right up your alley. Um, let's see. Nicholas, mostly Toyota trucks. I'm not really too much into the cars, but you know, if you have a question, I can try to help you. I did have a Camry for a little while, but most of our knowledge is with the trucks, especially like the second and third gens. Let me pull up that video that I was telling you about for Cole here. So let me know if you guys have any audio issues. Hopefully I can get this headset figured out, because the microphone does sound much better, but obviously if it's going to cut out, that's not good. Let's see, you got a question about closed captions. I can't control anything to do with the closed captions on my end. That might be something you can do through your browser. I'm looking at it right now. I don't know. Let me know about that. Let me know if you can find anything out, because I had a question about that last week too. All right, hang on, guys. Hang with me. I'm looking for that video for Cole. I'll post a link down in the comments. Let's see, when was that? It was a while back. That was... Here we go. August 27th, 2020. Okay, here it is. Here it is, Cole. Put it in the comments for you here. You'll enjoy that frame smashing to classical music. Let's see. Tom Jones did the dual diaphragm brake booster swap on the 81. Yes, that makes a world of difference, doesn't it? I mean, I imagine that thing's got to stop like a BMW. If you guys haven't ever driven a BMW, those things, they stop on a dime. At least the ones I've driven. I don't know about the older ones, but let's see. 85 Toyota 4Runner SR5 5-speed. That is one of my dream vehicles. So I'm with no rust, of course. Yeah, nothing like that around here. Congratulations on that find. So as far as I know, Clinton's still wrenching on his 89, getting the 1UZ swap, the second 1UZ swap buttoned up. So hopefully we'll have an update on that soon. Yeah, thanks for checking in, guys. Like I said, it's just me this week. Clinton had a prior family engagement, so he's unable to stop in at this point, but he should be back next week. Let's see. He has Nicholas has two 1987 pickups. One's 4x4 and one is 2-wheel drive. Any sites that sell body patch panels? Yeah, there's a couple out there. Nicholas, what parts are you looking for? Are you looking for like cab rockers, cab corners, bed panels, fiberglass or steel? Do you have a preference? There are some options. One that I found, I think just this year, they're out of Canada. It was in Eastern Canada, I believe. It was Wolf Steel, I think, and they actually make steel replacement panels for the 4x4 bed, like the whole rear wheel arch, which is awesome. So that could be a good answer for your rusty 87. Let's see, the fast lane. When am I going to do the 87 22 RE swap on my 85? To be honest, man, I don't know. I saved everything. In case I do want to do the swap eventually, I saved the harness and, of course, the engine and everything and the ECU. But it's hard for me to motivate myself to do that much and tear into it for an extra, what is it, like 15 horsepower, I think. Especially when my 22R is not in the best of shape. It has high mileage, but it's not like it's blown or thrown a rod or anything like that. So it's kind of hard for me to motivate myself to do all that when I've got so many other projects and the truck runs fine as is with a 22R. Not to mention, the more I mess with the older fuel injection, the more I'm learning to appreciate simple carbureted motors, you know. I never was into them. I always wanted fuel injection, but it's nice because whereas on a fuel injection, you'll have a sudden problem, it'll start running like crap, just, you know, in an instant. carbureted is nice because you'll notice it slowly starts to run worse over time. Of course, there's other headaches that come with having a carburetor, like just the tuning and all the vacuum lines, and there's stuff that can go wrong there too. But I think once I learn more about that, I think I'll appreciate it even more. So I did save all the parts though, and they're just kind of chilling in the basement parts warehouse for the time being. What's up, Bob? Let's see here. Yeah, go get that 85 for sure. Cab corners and pillars. Which pillars? The B pillars or the A pillars? I don't know of anyone that makes A pillars for the windshield, which is too bad because that is a common rust area on these trucks. Either they have it or they don't. As far as the cab corners, oh man, I know they make them for the 89s. I don't know if they make them yet for the 84 to 88s. If so, you might want to check out that Wolf Steel. Google Wolf Steel, and or maybe just like Toyota rust panels or something like that, and see what comes up. Okay, if a solid front axle from an early Toyota can't be found, what is my next best option for a solid axle swap for my 87? That's a good question, Jim, and unfortunately, I don't have any experience outside of the Toyota axles. I know people run Dana's. I mean, I'm sure you could put anything under there as long as the pumpkin's on the correct side, and as long as you can get matching gears for front and rear. But I know Dana is another popular one. If anyone in the comments knows, go ahead and help Jim, because unfortunately I don't have the off-road expert here with me tonight to chime in on that. There you go, Dana 44s. Thank you, Austin. Okay, what else we got here? Dundee Croc. The second gen Tacomas suck. Toyota did a terrible job of making them. Reasons: 373 gears, forward front cab mounts, cannot install bigger tires, rack and pinion steering, flimsy intermediate steering, I guess. Yeah, I don't have any experience with the newer Tacomas at all. I do like the first gens though. Let's see. Buy the housings from Trail Gear or Chevy Axle Swap. So there you go. You can buy housings for the front axles for Toyotas from Trail Gear. Let's see. What's this? Do you think you can fit the IFS from the 89 onto your 87? That is a good question. Yeah, the 89, the 3.0 liter leaked so much oil that the front suspension is in great shape on that truck. Yeah, there's only one lower control arm on one side that's rusty. It must be newer and not had been coated in oil for as long. And I'm curious as well if the third gen IFS is compatible at all with the second gen IFS. That could really help me out on restoring my very rusty 1987. I probably won't know for sure until I get under there and measure, but we are hanging on to that for now. We're not going to scrap that front IFS. Yeah, it looks really good from the video. Aside from that one really crusty control arm, which isn't that big of a deal. Let's see here. What else we got? Lots of comments tonight. This is good. Send all your questions my way. I'll do the best I can. Okay, the ones from Trail Gear, they're called Rock Assault housings for the Toyota front axle. What else we got in here? Oh, here we go again. Yep, Paul Thompson. You can buy a completely built axle from Trail Gear if you don't have a donor axle. And Diamond Axles sells housings too. So there you go, Jim. lots of options. Thanks guys for stepping in there with that info. All right, well, hey, I want to show you guys something here. I want to get your honest opinion on if I did okay or if this totally sucks. This is, I'm going to go over here. This is a video of my dash restoration. I told you guys it's going kind of rough. Open, there we go. Hey, what's up? You don't need voiceover there. So there it is. This looks really good from this angle. It turned out great. I was really happy with it, except for this top part, this little recessed area. I could not get it to sit down, no matter how much I heated and stretched the vinyl. You can see it's all bubbled up right there, and I even went as far as to get a pipe. I put a pipe on this back part and put a clamp on it on a couple spots and held it there for like a week, and it still popped back up eventually. So that's a problem area. So I think I may start over because of that. That's the biggest eyesore. I think what I'll have to do is make almost like a mold. Almost like a mold of that shape to fit in there. I don't know, cut it out of MDF or something, and clamp that down with a lot of force after I get the glue and the vinyl on there, and hopefully that'll keep it in place. Or I thought about just filling it in all together, but I want to make this thing look original and OEM like it would have from the factory. I know it looks great, but I'm kind of like, if I want to make a video about how to do something, I'm going to be a perfectionist, you know. I don't feel like I can show this to the public, you know, and say this is how you do this. So it wouldn't bother me, especially if I had a inclinometer to pop on top there. I'd be fine with it. But because I've come this far, and the last 10% is where it all went wrong. And here you can see the vinyl I used. Look how thick that is right there. I mean, it's not all that stretchy. I think I'm gonna go. I actually did go and find a slightly thinner vinyl. This is for like boat seats or something, so it's really thick and heavy duty. So I got some thinner vinyl. It's the wrong color gray, but I can always paint it to match. So that's the first eyesore. Let me get over here in the video. Here's the next eyesore right here. When I was trying to wrap this, you know, you can see how thick it is. It just doesn't really flex around that sharp of an angle. And over here, it just all went bad. And I know part of this is even covered up by the A-pillar inside the truck. But then underneath, I couldn't get it to wrap, and I was peeling it off and trying to stick it back on. Where's some more of that? Right there. There it is. And I had to end up just cutting it and kind of folding it, and I didn't even like bother gluing it again because I'm pretty sure I'm going to rip it off and start over, which is too bad because the rest of the dash, the more visible area, turned out great. But that bugs me right there. And then, of course, this on top bugs me because you're always going to see that. Couple comments here. Let's see. Yeah, put an inclinometer on it. That will hold it down. That would be my plan, but I spent all that time filling the cracks and everything, so I kind of want it to go, you know, I want it to look like it should, like if it was brand new. Also, I need the bracket for the inclinometer, which I don't have. Let's see here. Let's let this play a little bit while I check out some of the other comments about the dash. Use a vacuum pump to stretch the dash vinyl. Suck the air out from behind the dash with a small hole. I thought about poking like a pinhole and seeing if it's just an air pocket in there that's causing that. That's what I used to glue it, by the way. Fast Tack 92. But the vinyl is so thick. I heated it with a heat gun to the point where it was so hot that it burnt my fingers. I couldn't even touch it. And it still wouldn't stretch anymore. It stretches a lot one direction, but not a lot the other direction. So I'm thinking the thinner vinyl may help. I'm also thinking about maybe trying to pre-stretch it some before I lay it down. Maybe just glue like, pause this here. Maybe just glue like the front part first and then sort of like figure out where this is going to be and stretch this area here and then go back and after it's pre-stretched, try and glue it down. There's got to be a way to do it. I mean, people, shops and stuff do this all the time. I thought it'd be easy, and it turns out it is a lot of work. But that's where I'm at. So we've got some cold, rainy weather coming up here in Ohio. I may tackle that this week and get back down there and rip this off. And of course, I'm gonna have to like find some nasty solvent to get all the Fast Tac 92 off of the dash. That's gonna be fun. Well ventilated area, but and I don't know if I'll be able to avoid this here or not, because that's just a really, really sharp corner, and we'll see. Well, that's how it's going, though. I get asked every week how it's coming along, and that's where I am. I've been about this far for about a month now. I'm ready to get back into it, so we'll see how it goes. Hey, while we're in here, this is the 1989 frame after we pulled the bed off of it, and look at this thing. It was, as soon as we lifted up the bed, it just started to fold. There it is. And that video, I got a lot of views. You guys, the Toyota content always gets a lot of views, so I appreciate that. You know, you guys are my biggest fan base. If we get some thumbs down, though, I think there may be some purists out there who don't like that I'm smashing this rusty turd with a hammer. But as you can see, it was a complete pile of rust. And there'll be upcoming videos here where you'll see the frame flexing in action too. It's real bad. So sorry if I offended anybody with my rusty truck being smashed with a hammer, but that's just the way she goes out here in Ohio. So the good news is I saved. You can see that is very stripped down. I saved so many good parts. They are in the basement for a potential future project. Yeah, it was real thin metal, and it actually tore, just ripped. The metal just ripped all the way through the sides, and it was just flexing by the top of the boxed frame on both sides. Broke the fuel lines. Fuel was leaking out. So, yeah, Tom, we are definitely saving some of these parts. We're going to save the rear axle. We're saving the whole front diff, front axle, front suspension, everything. The cab, unfortunately, is junk. It was beyond rusty. All the rear leaf spring suspension, all that stuff was just so crusty. It wasn't even worth trying to get it apart. All the bolts and stuff just snap at this point. I've been there. I tried that on my 86 to try and save all the rear suspension, and it was bad. My 86 one-ton. Yeah, leaf springs, but I mean, I don't know. What are you gonna? Who wants stock rusty leaf springs? You know. So they are all in the scrap pile, and we hung on to the fuel tank just in case we need that when it comes down to put the drivetrain into the Honda. I pulled the doors, glass. I don't know if you can see much in the video, but I pulled the entire interior from the inside of the truck. There was no interior left, so I tried to save as much as I could. You guys know me, man. I always try and save everything. That's my downfall. That's why I have that 1980, because it's really it's scrap condition practically. Yet I was like, oh, I want to save it because it's 41 years old now. It's so cool. That's how it goes. Oh, hey, wait. Here are a couple more pictures of the frame that I had here. Oops. So yeah, you can see a little more of the inside. I got the wheel in there now, steering wheel, just to be able to turn it and push it around. But I'm going to take that out. What else we have here? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, and this is over at Mike's garage. He's got a lift. That's how we picked up the bed. You can see the bed's on a lift there. His channel is The Shop Spot. And I think he's going to be doing a little video or two about some of the stuff he's doing, pulling the engine out and all that stuff too. So check him out if you don't already. Much smaller channel. He doesn't get on there much, but he has some good content. And that is the status of the 89. Let's see. Austin has stock rusty 85 Toyota leaf springs on the front of his S10. Oh, front or rear leaf springs? I'm curious. I never knew that was a common swap for an S10. Tom Jones, everyone needs a scrap pile. Yes. The fast lane. Yes, you are correct. A rear window from a second gen and a third gen are the same dimensions. The only difference is only the standard cabs are compatible, or the extra cabs are compatible. You can't go standard cab to extra cab because extra cab is about 2 inches taller than a standard cab window. But yeah, and I heard that, and I pulled the window out, and I actually held it up. I set it right next to a second gen window, standard cab, just to make sure it was true, and they are the exact same dimensions. So, yep, they can. You can swap those back and forth. Kind of cool. Toyota did that. You know, they figured, hey, we already got this glass made. We'll go ahead and use it for another 6 years. Okay, so Austin's S10 has the 85 Toyota rear leaf springs, and it also has the Dakota springs mixed in. Nice. That is a true mutt right there. Yeah, the fast lane. Yep. Yeah, that should open up your search window, you know, all the way up to 95. So definitely should make it a lot easier to find one for your single cab. Okay. Well, you guys want to see some local classifieds, see what the deals are out there this week? Actually, before we jump into the Facebook finds, I want to show you guys, we talked about last week the custom cabs, sort of what would be a 4-door cab, except there's only a 2-door. So you basically have a whole full-size seat behind the front seats. And it's kind of like you love them or you hate them. Myself, I think they look kind of goofy, not to mention parts got to be scarce, being that they're, you know, so old now. But I'll show you guys a couple of these custom cabs in case you're not familiar with them. They're pretty cool. They're just so odd looking that you either love them or you hate them. Here's one on eBay I've been following. It just ended here for $7,500. 200,000 miles. It says 86. Let's see. Let the pictures do the talking here. So there it is. And you can see they just put a giant, I'm guessing that's fiberglass, cab on the back of a regular cab with the extended frame. And these were a conversion after the factory, so this wasn't factory built this way. And I honestly think that the second gen custom cabs look a little bit more better proportioned than the first gen custom cabs. We'll look at those in a second. Oh, I never noticed that before. A little T on the hood. I wonder, I've never seen that before. I don't know if that's a factory option for these or what. But this one's actually in good shape. It's straight. I mean, it's rust free. A little ding there on the door. No big deal. Got some cool tube bumpers on it. I thought they showed the inside of this one. Clean engine bay. Okay. Maybe not. I might be thinking of a different one. Let's see here. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there's the back. See, that's the problem, is the back is all ripped up, and you're not going to find these parts from the B-pillar's back anywhere. So you can see they've got a newer seat in there already. There's not much left of the walls, the ceiling, the armrests. I guess my beef is, yeah, look at that. It's just all it's getting old, getting torn up. But my only beef is being around town. I mean, it would be horrible to have this for like carting around your family because, you know, there's no back door. Cross country, you know, if you're driving back and forth a lot, long road trips, it'd be awesome. But getting in and out would be a pain. So this thing's pretty clean. I didn't see what state this was. Let's see, where was this located? This was in, Utah, of course. Of course, it's nice. Here's another one from Bring a Trailer. This is old. This is before they had the auctions, but they wanted $7,500 for this one. And this is from 2016, but this is a really clean example. Here we go. The inside of, expired. Not showing me what it was. Well, there you can see the seat is in much better condition. It's got all the original upholstery up the walls, inside, everything's nice. Now, there's some crazy ones out there, like this one. Pinterest. Show me the tiny little picture. All right, find a better one here. Here's one with a cap on it. That looks pretty crazy. Let's see. I want to find the first gen custom cabs because they look really crazy. There's a lifted one. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. This is a first gen custom cab dually. Hopefully there's more pictures. Oh, it's a YouTube video. Alright, we'll check it out. So you can see it's got the custom cab there with the Toyota dually rear and these extremely rare fenders, which I found out once I paid for a set. They are pretty much non-existent anymore, so if you ever see a set of those rear dually fenders, pick them up. Yeah, I wouldn't mind owning a dually. The only problem is they're 14-inch, and 14-inch tires are getting pretty slim pickings nowadays. So we'll slide into the window. Side. So there's the back. I don't know if that's all original, if it's being reupholstered or not, but yeah. Now this one looks pretty much. It's got a gigantic, let's see, probably about an 81, I think. Here we are, right here, this one. Look at this 1981, and look at the gigantic window that it's got. And also, notice the really cool, like, flared out fenders. Almost looks like one of the modern sort of like Dodge dually beds where it's all, the fender goes all the way up to the front of the bed. So this thing is just so oddball that it's very cool in its own way. It's got the matching trailer. Here's the interior. All original too. Okay, and there's the inside of the trailer. There's those fenders. Man, I'd love to own those fenders. Just slap them on my long bed and cover up all that rust. But yeah, I mean, I'm assuming this is extremely rare, factory option, because it has the, you know, I've never seen another fender that extends that far forward and has that little cutout in it, let alone a first gen with this gigantic window. So very rare. But like I said, so oddball that it's just cool. Here's another dually here, over on mud. There it is. A lot like that the blue one that we looked at. So those are the custom cabs. In case you guys hadn't seen any of those in real life, they're pretty rare. I've never seen one in person. Oh, here's a nice one, 1978. Gotta check this out.
This beachfront Verbo is about to become part of an unforgettable vacation memory.
For copyright, sorry YouTube. That's cool. I like that a lot. That looks it looks awesome from the rear. It looks like a wide body almost. So there you go. There's some custom cabs for you. Let's see if this guy's going to show us the inside here. All right, come on, show us the back. There we go. Okay, so it does have that sort of diamond pattern, just like the other one had, the blue one. So I guess that is factory. That's clean. I like it. Did they say what they were asking for this? Let's see here. Nope. I thought I saw a price on the front windshield. Was that it? Yeah, it just says one owner. Oh wait, what is it? Show me the price. Here we go. That is incredibly cheap. So $3,500. I'd buy that right now. How old is this? Oh, it's from 2012. That's why. That's why. Nobody wanted these in 2012. Yeah, Jeff E. Right on. 3750 or what is it? 3475. But this is also 9 years ago when these trucks had little to no value. So all right, got a couple emails here, guys. We'll check out some viewers' rides here. So we got Austin's Super Badass S10, and this is the one that has the Toyota suspension on here. Whoa. Nice. Oops. And we got a 1990. Ooh, Australian. Oh no. The pictures aren't showing up. Jared, I don't know why, but they don't show up. They're all broken images. So if you can try and resend those, I'll definitely check it out. Always a fan of the overseas trucks. Or Hilux, as the rest of the world got them named. Let's see, any in spam? Nope. All right. All right, check it up on the comments here. So yeah, you guys like those? Let me know. Would you own one? Would you buy one? Would you drive it if it was given to you for free? Like I said, I think some are pretty cool, but at the same time, I don't know. I wouldn't want one for a daily. Definitely not for a daily. Especially because you're never going to find another frame should the frame rot out, or if you get in an accident, you're pretty much SOL on finding parts. Let's see. I have seen the four-door first gens in Australia. I've seen the second gens, third gens too, and I love them. And that's a truck that I would love to own, of course, we never got them in the U.S., so the only ones that we have are imported and super expensive. But, yeah, Tom, yeah, that one can all be fixed pretty easily. I'd say I'd rather work on fixing an interior than fixing a rusty body or a rusty frame, for sure. Yeah, Paul, you're right. It would be like getting into a first-gen 4Runner when the roof is on, yes. Except, at least in a 4Runner, you have that second door handle on the back of the passenger side door, to get out, in case, I don't know, the truck's on fire and you're in the back by yourself. Whereas on these, I noticed they don't have that second door handle, so good luck getting out if you need to get out fast. Let's see. The fast lane thinks they stopped doing a custom cab in '89. That sounds about right. I've never seen a third gen custom cab, so I bet you're right. Plus the '89s, by the '89s they had the longer extended cab. What was it like? An extra foot maybe? So that they had enough room to put that fold down rear seat back there. So I guess it kind of eliminates the need for a custom cab when you can have those built-in seats, which really aren't good for adults, but better than the space behind the '84 to '88s. Let's see. Wonder if anybody ever got one of those rear dually axles and re-geared it to match a 529 first gen front and put 35s on it. I believe it would look sick. I've seen four-wheel drive dualies. So yeah, it can be done. It can definitely be done. I don't know for sure exactly if there's any extra steps involved, because I know those axles are specific. I don't even think that's a regular 6-lug bolt pattern. I don't think that's what is it? 6 by 5.5. I think that's a larger 6-bolt pattern for those dualies. So there's definitely some work to be done and some research, but it is possible because I have seen it done. Let's see. Yeah, the one without the camper was nice, for sure. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging with me. We're going to go over and take a look at some of the Facebook finds for this week here. And I do some local searches here, and also I come across some of these on different Toyota groups. So when I see one, I save it, and we check it out. So, we always start with the first gens. Let's start with the second gens today. I don't want to do all the first gens and run out of time here. So I also look for some up Clinton's way up there in Canada, because he's always telling me how cheap everything is up there, and he's right. Things are cheap up there. So, okay, this is actually not a pickup, but a Land Cruiser, 85 Land Cruiser. Remember, everything's in Canadian, 10,000 Canadian, 327,000 kilometers. But, yeah, these Land Cruisers, 60 series, they're getting expensive. So if you ever thought about buying one, your time is running out, because they're getting very expensive, just like the 80s are. But the 60s are already too late for finding like a nice rust-free one at a decent price. But there it is for 10 grand. Yeah, a little rough around the edges, but if you're in the market, especially up there in Canada. Oh, I just noticed that. That's some pretty bad sheet metal right there. And that's all rotted away right there. So, yeah, you know what? 10,000 Canadian. What's that, like 7,500 US? Yeah, that's asking a bit much, I think. Yeah, you got rust around there too. Now that I see all this rust, I'm having second thoughts. Rust hole there. But maybe they're pretty scarce up there. I don't know. That's a good question for Clinton. And also, not a pickup, but cool, in my opinion. Somebody asked if I'm familiar with the Toyota cars at all. This is a 1987 Tercel, and I don't know if you guys knew, these things were available in 4-wheel drive, and they're pretty capable off-road too. And the cool thing is, some of these even came with a little inclinometer on the dash, just like the pickups did. And that's actually the inclinometer that I have in my 1985 is out of a 85 SR5 TRD Tercel. So it wasn't a direct fit. I had to trim the case a little bit to get it to sit on my dash nice. But there it is. These things are pretty cool, and they are definitely capable off-road. If you, I bought it because the inclinometer is only like $50 on eBay versus 100, what is it, $200 or $300 for a Toyota one now? It's ridiculous. The only downfall is it only has the both tilt gauges. It doesn't have the altimeter, which is fine because I live in Platt, Ohio. But yeah, there's that. I thought that was kind of cool for $1,500. I mean, I don't even see these things anymore. Let's see here. This is a 1988. It's out in California. 4x4, $8,500. Let's see. It's got lockers, lift, tires, new paint, cab off, frame powder coating. So he's put a lot of work into it, which makes me wonder why. I don't know. It's a lot of work for something that probably wasn't that rusty to begin with, or was it? I don't know. It'd be interesting to know the full history of the truck. But here's the inner side. Honestly, the frame does not even look all that special to me. Here's the inside. This makes me very suspicious of why it's bed lined. Why would you? I mean, if you just had your truck fresh painted and the body was good, why would you do that? Look at the body lines here. I think this thing may be a polished turd. Look at why they cut that up there. I don't know. The only reason I could guess was that it was rusty, and why else would you cut that? I don't know. So I would not buy this truck because I would hate to see what kind of damage and/or rust it had before. So always be suspicious if you're seeing a truck that has the bed liner over the body. Easy to cover up rust that way. I assume that's a dash cap, not the actual original dash, or else I'm sure it'd be cracked being out in California. Yeah, and just weird things like they could have bothered painting the wheels, or maybe that's like plasti dip coming off. I don't know, but seems like an awfully high price for this truck with these concerns on it. I don't know what happened there. Like, was he backing up and the wheel fell off? I don't know. So I would be wary of that. And I don't believe that it only has 25,000 miles either. Did he show the cluster? Let's see here. No, he didn't show the cluster. At least not that I can read the mileage on. But so there's that. I'd always be suspicious of a truck that has those kind of treatments done to it. Here's a 1988. This is out in Oregon, and it sold already. It was obviously a good deal. SR5 4Runner, $3,000 or best offer. Manual swapped, 3.0, blew a head gasket, and he's just done with it. It's a little crusty looking, but it comes with new stereo if you care about that, new carpet, floor mats, extra R150F, extra transfer case, extra cross member, rear diff master kit, rear brake rebuild, new set of 488s, new interior panels, so a lot of parts. I think this would have been a good deal. High miles though, but we'll check it out. There it is. For $3,000, I mean, with a blown 3.0 liter, just drop a 3.4 in it, and you got a nice 4Runner. Yeah, there's some of that. Now that doesn't look like rot as much as it looks like impact damage, which was just left unpainted and then started to rust. And I'm guessing, I don't know, is that an original color for these trucks? I'm thinking it is because the graphics look like they're old and kind of faded. So I don't think it's been repainted, which is a good sign, especially on these old Toyotas. So there you go, $3,000, and it sold. Let's jump back to comments for a second here. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. Yeah, all the Land Cruisers, especially the 60 series, are rusted out, and the 80 series, they're getting bad too. If you buy an 80 series from the Midwest, Northeast, The underside is going to be pretty rusty. You know, you may even have some bubbles or holes starting to come through in the body. That's just the way it goes. Unless, like I said, Fluid Film doesn't sponsor me, but I fluid film the hell out of my 80 before winter, and I'm planning on doing it like that every winter. So, unless you coat it with something, fluid film or your choice of rust inhibitor, you might be all right for the time being, anyways. Let's see. Okay, so about an 80 that spent its life out in Vegas. Zero rust. That's what you gotta do. You gotta shop in the South, shop in the West for sure. Let's see. Okay, Jim, didn't know that. 80s Tercels are longitudinal engines, so swapping them wouldn't be the worst job in the world. That's pretty cool. Did not know that. I guess that makes sense though if they're all-wheel drive, you know. Built them just like they did the trucks. Let's see. I'm about to begin restoring my 87 Toyota pickup 22R. Was wondering if I could ever send you some pictures or some quick tips. We'd appreciate it a ton. Absolutely. Go to the top pinned comment here on the chat, and there's an email, toyotatuesdays@gmail.com. Send me all the pictures you want. I'd be glad to take a look at it and give you any feedback. Let's see, $6,000 diesel Land Cruiser. Jeff E. Yeah, email me that. I want to check it out. toyotatuesdays@gmail.com. Let's see, Redlined. Oh yeah. Yeah, you gotta watch out. The worst thing you can do for a repair is use the spray foam in your body panels. That's just gonna hold more moisture and accelerate everything and just destroy the sheet metal over time. That's bad. I mean, I'm glad you caught that, Cole, because that would have been an unfortunate purchase. Little PB blaster, it's fine. Yes. Okay, so there's a recipe for an undercoating, I'm guessing this is, about PB blaster, auto trans fluid, and a touch of soap is supposed to stop rust. Was thinking about spraying the inside of my frame with it. I haven't heard that. Obviously, you know, fluid film is what I use. I've also heard good things about linseed oil. I guess it dries, sort of, doesn't stay as fluid as fluid film, but it dries a little bit and it stays really sticky. So that's a common practice, I guess. But never heard about that combination, Tom. But if you want to try it, let me know. I'm curious, what do you do? How do you get the soap to combine? I don't know. I wonder if all those things would mix together. You would think oil and soap would like separate, you know? I don't know. Curious. If anyone knows about that, let us know in the comments. All right, caught up on comments. We're going to jump back. We got about 5 minutes left. We're going to jump back to some classifieds. We'll do some third gens. Then we'll work our way back to the first gens if we get some time here. This is a 1994 runner up Clinton's Way. 426,000 kilometers, remember, this is Canada. And, okay, this guy had a big description. I'm not going to read all this, bore you guys, but basically it's got a lot of parts in it, a lot of new parts. He's looking for $8,000 or best offer. Let's check it out. Why is this over here? Get back over here. All right. So there it is. Okay, I don't know why they're doing this. There. So very built. I gotta say that the custom bumpers and everything looks real nice. I don't see much rot. Maybe a little bit right there. What are those tires? Are those oh, I haven't seen those tires in forever. Are those Thornbirds? If we got any tire experts in the comments tonight, I want to say those are Thornbirds. I haven't seen those in forever though. Custom drawer setup. So yeah, there you go. And that was $79.99, $8,000 Canadian. Keep in mind. So what's that, like 6,000 US? So I mean, considering that, not a bad rig, you know, just for all the custom parts and the work's already done. You got a nice second gen Forerunner that's basically trail ready, minus those those thorn chickens, as Tom calls them. Yeah, I remember reading bad things about them back in the day, that they suck off road. I don't know. I never had a set. I can't say for sure. Here's another 1990 Forerunner, $5,000. This is also in Canada, so what's that? $4,000 US maybe. He needs a truck, 6 inches of lift, 3.4 swapped. What else we got? Da 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 da. He has the same. Are those the same? He has the same tires. I guess the Thornbirds are popular up there. I love this picture. Man, Canada's so nice. The wheeling up there has to be awesome. So there's his 3.4 swap there. Say, not a bad rig for the price. I mean, you got basically a built trail rig ready to go for $4,000 US. Clinton's right, man. Stuff's cheap up here. All right, let's jump back into the first gens here. This is a 1979, $4,700. This is in Washington, 69,339 miles. Very low miles. Automatic. Okay, this is a two-wheel drive, and I say this because, well, it's a lot like my truck. Far less rusty, but I don't know. I think the price is a little bit high, given the condition of the truck and being that it's an automatic. Yeah, it has low miles, but it's not really, you know, all that clean. The interior is pretty rough, actually rougher than mine. But yeah, I think 4,700 is a little bit high for this. Maybe if it was a four-wheel drive, but two-wheel drive, I think this guy's a little high in the price. What do you guys think? Yeah, yeah. Give him 3,500 and he can keep the tires. Yeah, I gotta agree with you there. 1980 up in Canada. Oh, this one was rough. $1,100. Rough shape, full powertrain, ran before parked. You know how that goes. Extra engine, trans, rear diff, other parts. It's real rough, man. That bed. That's like some Ohio bed right there. Yeah, this thing is a complete basket case. You gotta really want to have a Project Beagle to want to put this back together. But you think about it, you're getting axles, you're getting, you know, what looks to be an okay frame, wheels, tires, body parts for. I'm sure you take $1,000 for it. $1,000 Canadian, mind you. So what's that, like $750 US? When you think of that, I consider it. Just, you know, the bed's obviously scrap. Okay, the last couple weeks we've seen frames for sale, just like rolling chassis, and one was like $2,000 out in California. I think it was like $2,200. We've seen some. We saw one in Ohio that was like $1,700. And that just all seems really high to me. So I saw this one up in Canada, of course, where everything is priced below value. And this is $900 Canadian. Motor's blown. Trans, diffs are good. Frame's been reinforced, so it's already been patched, which is unfortunate. But there you go. That is the cheapest four-wheel drive rolling chassis that I've found yet. It does have some custom, looks like it's been bobbed in the back here, some custom work done there. But the patch job, look at that. Like, dude, could you at least, you know, tried. He did a good job on that one there. I'll give him that. But that other one was pretty rough. So there you go. $900 Canadian. That's what you get. Uh, yeah, some of the comments on these are pretty good. My thoughts exactly. This one's very vague, very vague. It's sold quick though. 2,500 bucks. This is a 1980 SR5. Obviously, I don't think that's the actual mileage. Needs suspension work, runs good, drives like shit. Hey, he's honest. I appreciate that. Needs a few things. Don't have time or money. The bed is gone, but he can have a crappy white one if wanted. So pretty vague, and there's only 2 pictures. That was a long bed that he bought. Actually, it looks really good there, but why is the bed gone now? And what replaces it? I don't know. So there you go. But for 2,500 bucks, I mean, I can see why that sold pretty quick. Nice built trail ready rig here. Let's see. We're after 10 o'clock, but we got a few left, so we'll run through these last 4, and then we'll call it a night. Catch up on any last questions you guys might have here. 1981 pickup, 800 bucks in California. Oh, I'm sorry, 8,000, not 800. You know, I don't know why Facebook they do this thing with the value. They don't let you put a high amount if it's like higher than Blue Book. It's stupid. That's why there's always the $1, $2, $3, $4, and you know, one's missing zeros. So Facebook could do a lot to improve marketplace. Rebuilt carb. This is a 82 4x4, 182,000 miles. New clutch, master slave, 30-inch tires with good tread. Very little rust starting in the typical bed spots. Other than that, rust-free. Crack dash, you know, stuff like that. EGR needs cleaned to pass smog in California. That is so sad that they're still smogging 40-year-old trucks in California. Man. I will say, Ohio is good for that. Ohio does not really care a whole lot. Small coolant leak. So, there we go. San Diego, California. Here it is. Underside. Interior. Looks really nice interior. Dash. Oh, I like how he's calling that bed rust. Now, I like this one because it's original paint. And yeah, there's some surface rust. But you know it's honest. You know it's an honest body truck. You know it hasn't been patched or there's no spray foam hiding or Bondo. I would love to buy a truck with this over a crappy hack body, you know, filler job or Bondo or anything like that. This is the way to buy them right here. So there you go. That's what 8,000 bucks gets you. I mean, I don't know. It could be a very good candidate for a restoration. I'll give him that. Being that it is a solid truck. So I actually like the patina, man. I might have a hard time restoring this just because that looks so cool. Now, what do you guys like patina, or are you all? Do you like shiny paint or a little bit of surface rust? Because I think just the right amount of rust in the right spots can look pretty good. 81 over in Illinois, 4,500 bucks. Possible trade, but let's see. He's asking, okay, reduced to 4,500. There it is. Propane powered. I don't know. I feel like propane would be a pain. You know, I just want to roll up to a gas station and just fill my truck up. I don't know about having to do this propane thing, but I guess it's good for off-road for certain conditions, especially on a 22R where certain inclines can, you know, cause fuel starvation and whatnot. But yeah, there it is. It's pretty well built. There it is. You can tell he's from the Midwest, right? That side looks good, at least. What are we looking at there? Just well, engine mount, I guess. And there's the propane conversion there. Okay, two more. I'll jump back to the comments and wrap up for the night here. We've got a 1981 Toyota pickup not too far from me, North Royalton, Ohio. And I saved this because it's a lot like my truck, but a year newer and nice. 1981, $5,000. Not a lot of information on this. New carburetor and clutch. But I mean, if this is worth, if these two-wheel drives are worth $5,000, I might think about fixing mine up and flipping it, because I don't know. I don't think it's worth $5,000. I guess it is clean, but you can tell it's been repainted. The red is a little bit off compared to the factory red. It's a little bit more of a, orangish red, I guess. A little bit of a hotter red. This looks a little bit more of a neutral or a cooler red. So, you guys, like we've been talking about, right off when I see something that's freshly painted, I get very suspicious. Oh, that's it. So, yeah, there it is. I guess if somebody really wanted a two-wheel drive truck and they had a good source of front bumper for it, I mean, really, throw a front bumper on and your asking price is more justified when you got all this done and you're missing the front bumper. But I think it's a little bit high, 5,000. What do you guys think? Yeah, it's clean, but two-wheel drive. We'll jump back to the comments for a second here. Couple questions. Cole had a great question. What's the purpose of propane swap? Like, what's so good about it? I don't see it as much anymore. But on carbureted trucks, when you're doing off-road, like a really, really steep incline, you can start the carb of gas and install, and then possibly crash, like roll down or whatever the hill and crash. So propane being gas, it doesn't have that problem. It's always going to be entering the carburetor. So that's more of an off-road modification. Although I don't see it much as I used to, so I don't know if people still do that a lot. But a lot of the older built rigs do still have that. In Cali, if you have 75 and older, no smog. Okay. Now, I'm curious, when they say 75 or older, does that increase every year? Like next year, is it 76 and older, or is it always 1975 and older? Like here in Ohio, if a vehicle is 25 years or older, you can apply for historic plates, which if you live in a smog county, which is basically just any county that has a big city, or a lot of them around Cleveland, a lot of those counties have it. You don't have to pass any emissions if you have historic plates. But every year, more and more vehicles become eligible. Like this year, being 2021, now vehicles from 1996 are eligible for historic plates. So that's how that works. It always kind of moves, so there's just the most recent 25 years have to be smog checked. So I'm curious if Cali is like that as well. Let's see here. My 84 doesn't pass smog because the air smog pump is not connected to the crank. I'm curious about smog pumps on these older motors. Do you need them? I mean, my 80 has smog on a 22R, and I'm gonna have to pull the engine out anyways when I'm doing the restoration. So I'm curious, do I really want that on there? It already has a Weber carb. It doesn't have the stop carb anymore. So do you even need that if you don't even have the stop carb? Don't know. And can you run a Weber carb out in California, or is that definitely an emissions no-no? I'm curious. You guys have it so rough out there. Yeah, your stuff is nice, but man, they are just Nazis out there when it comes to emissions. Yes, Cole, absolutely. I've seen so many patched frames where they do exactly that. They get the thickest metal they can find, like it's usually 1/4 inch thick, and they just weld it on with these bird poop welds, and or just like flux core where it's just splattered and just awful, and they call it patched. Meanwhile, the area around it is just as weak and it's going to rot out just as soon. Um, let's see. Okay, I'm hearing Cali was okay until Arnold Schwarzenegger changed it. Yeah, stock carbs only out there in California. Okay. In the fast lane, you can, but you won't pass. So that's rough. That is rough. That's too bad that only 74 and below are classic. You know, 'cause I don't know. I wonder why they chose that year and they chose not to advance it as cars get newer. Because I mean, at some point, you know, like right now, you could have a 45-year-old vehicle and not have it be considered a classic in California. I don't know. That sounds like BS to me, but yeah, that's one thing you got to put up with out there, you know. All right, we got one more classified here. This was a 1981 out in Oregon. 2,500 bucks. 100,000 miles. 81 needs a little work. Came with no bed. Let's see. Needs to be bolted down. I mean, come on, dude. How hard is it to throw 8 bolts in your bed and just, you know? Okay. I see. You got a set of seats. They need to be bolted in. So this guy just doesn't like bolting things in, I guess. Everything works as it should. Interior pieces, wheel spacers, box shocks. One needs a new bolt on top. All right, this bolts are not this guy's thing. Sitting on 38s. Let's see, they've been cut. He says it was done before they were bald, so they have a lot of tread life left. Leaks a little oil, leaks a little water, fires right up. Still hasn't found the taillights. No title. There you go. That's probably why this is so cheap. Let's check it out. Clean interior. Okay, got definitely a bob bed. That's a really bob bed. So yeah, there you go. 2,500 bucks for an off-road rig, being that it has no title. A little on the rough side, but hey, 2,500 bucks. I bet it sells soon, especially out west. All right, well, that is it. That is all the classifieds for today. Let me check up on the comments here, and we will call it a night. We ran a little bit over, so thanks for hanging out, guys. Let's see. Oh, wait, you know what? I did see a comment earlier about checking the emails, and we have a few more. So we'll do that and then call it a night here. All right, this is... Ooh, nice. Got the same headlights I do. Those things are bright as hell, aren't they? Okay, and you are... Okay, this is the guy from Australia. And you know it because of this bumper. That's just... Nothing says that in Australia like that. That's definitely an Aussie bumper. Oh, you guys got rust down there too, I see. Looks like an Ohio door. Yeah, right around the mirror too. I'm curious, how does that... do you guys use salt down there? You don't, it doesn't snow down there, right? I'm really curious. I would not expect to see that on a truck down there. Oh, wow. Oh, geez, look at that. I've never even seen this in Ohio, man. What is going on? I'm curious. Is this a common thing you guys have down there? Look at it over there too. Yeah, that's rough. You got your work cut out for you. No pun intended. You got a lot of cutting to do for that, for sure. Let's see, 86 regular cab. 31-inch tires. Nice. Clean cab. I like the flatbed too. And Jeff, this is the $6,000 diesel Land Cruiser up there in Canada. Let's see here. Wow, this thing is, I mean, from 10 feet away, looks like a steal for $6,000. Okay, I'm starting to see. Okay, this all this stuff must be something they put over rust areas, I'm assuming. I mean, for $6,000 though, diesel, um, this should sell pretty quick. Not bad actually, not bad underside at all. That is nice, very nice. 409,000 kilometers. Oh, more info. Here we go. I am moving, and if it doesn't sell by Friday, it's coming with me. Let's see. 5-speed diesel. There you go. That's all we know. And one more, the fast lane. Oh, nice. This is a, let's see, a 1983 he has for sale for $3,500. He's in the LA area. So here you go, guys. Check this out. 1983. All right. Got a couple more emails here real quick. Or a couple more comments real quick. Eric soaking his frame with fluid film until he can fix it properly on the 85 Toyota Mirage Dually mini camper. Michigan Midwest rust. Yep, Michigan, man. That's, you guys might have it worse than Ohio. 2-wheel drive, 1 ton. Nice. Hey, do me a favor, Eric. We're about to sign off for tonight, but if you want to send some pictures to Toyota Tuesdays at gmail.com, we'll check that out next week. I'd like to see that. So that's it for tonight, guys. We are running a little bit over, but I thank everyone for checking out the show and hanging out with me doing a solo show tonight. Next week, we should be back with Clinton and back to our regular show, and hopefully we'll have some good updates for you, as well as some new classifieds. So thanks for tuning in, and everybody have a good week. Good night.